welcome to Monday Night Console. I am your host, Fire Knight 013, Fire Knight 13, or Fire Knight to my friends. And I thought by starting this new series, this is a series where I'm using, I'm actually uploading from my Xbox, and I'll be playing some console games because there's games that I can get in on Xbox. I do have the Xbox app on my PC, but it's just I don't know. It doesn't feel right. So I don't know. I don't know enough about it, and I'm just like, well, I already have the console. What do I need to play a console game on my PC when I've got the console? And it works fine. Yay! So we're going to start this series with a tour of my little town, village, or whatever that I created in Minecraft. I told y'all in one of my Minecraft hardcore episodes, Firecraft hardcore, that I would like to show off what my village looked like. So I thought I would start here. This is my castle. From a distance, we'll take a quick tour of it towards the end. It won't be nearly as extensive as going through all of it because it's not furnished. There's a few things in it, but it's just not really a furnished castle. I finished the exterior and just kind of stopped. Um, there's a watchtower I've built. We've got some townhouses. This is the new part of town, right? Well, that part is relatively new. That's well, I've had it for a while. Um, it's hard for me to say. Let's go over to the south side. We've got the windmill, and I'll run through a lot of these things. There's one of the manor houses. That's the aquarium. We're going to show you the aquarium. That's the inn. One of the bigger buildings in town, believe it or not, other than maybe the castle or the cathedral or the windmill. That is the Alchemist House. Was not my design. I wish I could take credit for that one. There's a manor house over there, the big manor house. I haven't named that one. It's one of the stables. That is a completely unfinished rail, minecart rail that I wanted to make kind of a. Well, I hadn't decided if I wanted to make it as is, up in the air, if I wanted to drop down in under the ground and just have it, but have it be more like a subway station. Um, there's a boathouse. Then we go to the farm. There's a few houses. There's a library right there. We'll go to a lot of the bigger buildings. This is the dock, the seaside docks. There's a building off in the distance you can't quite see. Some more farmhouses, and that's the seaside townhouses there. There's townhouses over here. I don't like my roofs from here, but anyway, one of my big farms. This was my original farm. Right now, it's just growing wheat. This is town square, right down there. If I fall off this, I will die, so I need to be careful. Let's see here. That's the big stable, the stable in the middle of town, which is not very practical for a medieval town, because you don't want everything you have smelling like poop, horse poop. But that right there is the beekeeper's house. This is the leather worker. There's a cow pasture back there. There's another one over here. Because this is the butcher shop. That's the cartographer's house. This is the first building I built. The first building I built for the town, I should say. And that's the blacksmith shop. The blacksmith shop, and the subsequent square side. What do you call that? Shop. Stalls, I guess, where the blacksmiths sit and sell stuff. And this is a fisherman's tent. And over here, oh, and there's one of the big manor houses right there. There's a small ranch house, more like a manor house on the other side of it. That way over there is the lumber mill, the sawmill. The really colorful building there is the painter's house. Whoop, I almost fell off the, well, it's okay. It's just stairs. Oh, I can't see as much on this side. Let's see here. Let's see if I can lean out. And that's the mining building, miner, the mine, the mine building. That's the sorting tower. I had to make it bigger than I really wanted it to accommodate all the redstone because there's a sorter, item sorter in there. It goes over to the smelt house, if you would. There's a bunch of super smelters in there, and that's the sust, and I'll kind of explain what that is here in a minute. If you know what a sust is, you already know. There's a little manor house here. That's the witch's hut. And we'll see some of the other buildings in the process. We'll start heading to some of these buildings, and just kind of show it off. I want to do it fairly quickly. I've attempted this already, but ran into some hiccups with the capture card and my computer. So I'm hoping that we don't have that problem. So this is the building we were in. We were in the cathedral. Let me back up because you got to really see it from the other side of the town square. That's the old tree. I do try to decorate it at Christmas time when I'm playing a lot in the game. But yeah, in fact, if you if I change the texture pack, it just automatically decorates it. But yeah, that's my cathedral. The only thing I don't like about my cathedral, and that makes it not done, other than some of the rooms inside. I didn't really show you the main auditorium in there. Is the side of the towers and maybe the back of the towers are not very, they're bare. It's just plain stone, and I really want to texture it and put some design on it like I did the front and the sides. But by the time I'd done all this, I couldn't decide how I wanted to do the sides because I didn't want more windows, and so it just kind of stopped. The process just kind of stopped. Let's take you back inside. You can see the little benches on the outside and the town square benches. Let's see. Let's go back inside. This is St. Dante's Cathedral. It is named for Dante. Well, I mean, it's named for St. Dante, but that is the big mining mountain is Dante's mountain. So yeah. So let's just grab a real quick look at the cathedral. You can see that there's pews and an altar. And inside the little confessionals are, this one's Cardinal John. Hey, Cardinal John. Hey, Cardinal John. There you go. Okay, and he sells, mending books. So he'll sell me mending books for a book and 10 emeralds. I couldn't believe I got him down to 10. And he's not been, I've never zombified him or anything. That's just his natural thing. Friar Matthew, who's an alchemist. I couldn't leave them all in the same suit. There's nobody there. I had one in there at one time. There's nobody in this one either. I wonder what happened to that guy. He's probably disappeared. I noticed they're not attached to their beds anymore, and I don't know what happened there. This is Brother Simon. Brother Simon's an alchemist. This is Bishop Paul, of course. And this is Father Mark. And Father Mark is also an alchemist. And I've said that I would go ahead and put these guys some more in here. I've got two, three confessionals that are just open. But let's move on. Oh, it's getting dark. Let's take a quick. We will have to nap a few times to get through the entire village, but I want to try not to make this video just extremely long, because I know it was for me making it when I first tried to make and I had the issue with the capture card. It got a little excruciating going all the way through town. But I'm pretty proud of it. This is the glassmaker shop. I designed it off of a baker design. Somebody had a baker's house, and I just made it instead into a glassmaker shop. Which they kind of had the same concept. It was really hot in the back room. There is some storage for all of my tinted glass upstairs. This is the landscaper. Landscaper has a bunch of storage basically in it. There's no vendor. Let's go over to the original house. Oh, here's the town clock and the fountain, and of course that's my lodestone to help me find my way back. Yeah, there's one of the blacksmiths. So here's Tim the toolsmith. Here is Adam the armorer. Close his door. I don't want him to get dying to. And here is Wes the weaponsmith. So, and they're selling weapons. Of course, this is the blacksmith shop. Originally, I had this set up as my super smelter. My mini super smelter. It would just I put items actually in a chest over here, and it would go into an item elevator, and would come back here, and I would have all of my super smelter redstone on the floor back here, and it worked really good for a long time. But I went over here. It was after I built the archery. What do you call this? What do you call this? It's an archery range. That's what they call those, an archery range. Close. Pretty close. It was pretty close to the bullseye. I don't know if it was right on. It didn't look like it was right on to me. But we'll take it. We'll take it. And here's the Fletcher. This is the Fletcher's house. There's two Fletchers here. He came to work today. He doesn't always come to work. This guy is kind of slacker. But all right. And then we go over to the engineer's house, which of course where I keep all of my redstone. There's no vendors in here, but we do have redstone blocks, pistons, those kind of things. Here is one of the newer townhouses over townhouse. There's two sets of townhouses, and it's because I wanted to use the new. I say new, but it was new at the time. The new dark. What do you call that? Dark stone. Whatever the dark stone is, deep slate. And I wanted to use some of it and make a couple of townhouses. So I did that. And then this is the well, the town well. There is another well. I forgot to show it to you. This is the Enchanted Mining Company's mess hall. As you can see, we got a couple of patrons in here eating. And let's see. This is the picture. No, the sign maker. Sign maker's house. Oh, hello, Mr. Farmer. Are you getting a new sign for your farm? Yeah, I guess so. So these are the signs. Upstairs, there's a couple of rooms. They're empty. It's okay. I'll furnish. I keep saying I'm going to furnish all these, but it gets tedious. Oh, my statue of a pickaxe, which was a monument was dedicated to the Enchanted Mining Company. This is everything pretty much outside of the well. Well, the townhouses are part of it. The super smelter building, the smelter building. The Sust is owned by the. This is the Firestone Sust, but it is owned by the Enchanted Mining Company. And here's the mining house. Here's the entrance to the mine itself. The mining house. Probably just freaked out all the villagers. Yep, I did. Oh, you're here to trade. Here to trade. There's nothing upstairs any longer, except where the mine cart comes through the sorting tower. See, there it went right there. Went back into the mine from there. See, there's where the entrance into the back into the mountain. You see, we got some coal ready to go. Somehow I lost one of my stonemasons that was in here, but if it drops some, see, it sorted some redstone down, some cobblestone. So let's go up and see the sorter. Here's the item sorter. It sorts out into that's where everything else falls. Okay, all the non sorted materials are supposed to come down here. The sorted materials are in here, like cobblestone. How did one piece of cobblestone get down? Stone itself, dirt. Here we go. This is gravel, granite, diorite, and andesite. I don't have any deep slate coming out of this mine, so because it's an older mine, so I really don't have any deep slate coming out. That's where the items get dropped off. The mine cart comes out of the mine. Oh, there it comes. Okay, there it goes, and it goes around and it goes into the mine house and falls back down. All the items drop down into the sorter. So I was pretty happy with this because, you know, that's what the towers were for. In mines, in mining buildings, the towers were used to sort out the rocks and things. And oh, there you are. What are you doing outside the? I wish I had a mine cart. I'd put you back. But anyway, I can I can fill up the mine cart either here or the one upstairs with materials, and it comes over to the forge. And this is the forge house. Drops off here, and then I just pick it up, and I can put it in the hopper. There's usually a chest up here. I guess I've taken the chest for some reason. Oh, I know what it was. I was using my shulker boxes. I was placing shulker boxes on top. That's why it's not there. I used to put a chest, but then I started just placing the shulker boxes on top of the hoppers. This is a 24 oven 12 on one side, 12 on the other. Super smelter, because it goes all the way across. In bedrock, you can't get more than like 6 or 8. I can't remember which. The ovens, maybe it's 10 of the furnaces in a row before it screws up somehow. It really doesn't sort very well anyway. I mean, the minecart starts here, and this oven here starts getting loaded down usually, but that's okay. That's all right. Sorry. So here's the powder house. There's some storage of gunpowder and dynamite. That is a hole into the sewer. The tour of the sewer will happen another time, if it ever happens. Like I said, this is the Sust. Now, Sust is a storage house for a town. And I've got my... Oh, nether brick. That's what I was smelting. And apparently I was making stone. But a sust is a storage building for, I don't know why those are there, for the whole town. And, you know, I mean, that goes all the way up. I don't have any items in most of these frames yet. But at the bottom, you see, it's supposed to go all the way up. That one doesn't. That one doesn't. This one does. Oh, but it's only one layer. That's because I took it all out and I smelted it. I was still making linings for my roads. So there's the minecart house right here. And then this is the Cooper. Because I thought, where better to put the Cooper than right across from the sust, right? If you don't know, a Cooper, or if you know someone that's named Cooper, one of their ancestors was probably a barrel maker. And that's what a Cooper is they make the medieval terminology for it is they make barrels. That's the mess hall again. We've already been here. Let's go this way. So, Peasant Houses. We've been in the Blacksmith House. This is the Coppersmith. Now you notice the Coppersmith is here and the Cooper is over there. That can be a little confusing for some, not realizing what a Cooper is. But yeah, there's some copper in there. It's basically just an L-shaped building with a furnace on the outside. And I had to put, of course, a fireplace to make it look more realistic. Here's a nice a medium-sized house. Maybe, you know, this guy has a little bit more money. He's not just a commoner. This is the Carpenter's house. This is, of course, where the wood and stuff is, processed wood. We go up in the Carpenter's house, and I haven't furnished this house. I think there's a bed upstairs, and I do need to sleep, so let's go sleep in the... Oh, there's an upstairs bed as well, I think. Yeah, I had 2 beds up here. Like adult-sized bunk beds. I don't know. Hopefully I don't get hung up in the wall. There we go. Okay, popped out. And, okay, so there's the mostly unfurnished Carpenter's house. This is the Lumberjacks Log Cabin. And I was pretty proud of that. I made kind of a thatched roof. I never could get what I really wanted for the logs to match. I think they are pretty good the way they are with the spruce and the dark oak. But when I made it out of oak, it just, for me, it just didn't look right. But anyway, this is where all the non-processed wood goes. Normally, you'd see out here, you would see this tree farm. All this area here would be like a tree farm. Let's run over to the witch's house real quick. I've got a spider. We're not going to go downstairs, but I've got a spider spawner underneath. You can tell it's boarded up. She's got vines. This is also my vine farm. You know, I let the vines grow, and then I come over and use the clippers and clip them. But I got it all boarded up, of course, because it's an abandoned house, if you would. But you know, inside you can tell the witch is still hanging out because she's got her bed and her crafting table. I need to put like a alchemy stand in there, but yeah. So let's move around to the Manor House. We're kind of looking at the Manor House there. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Right there is the Manor House. I was working one-handed controller there for a second. But that's the back side of the Manor House. This is his servant's house, or maybe just a cottage house, rent house or something. But this is the one of my manor houses. It is one of the few houses that I have almost furnished, almost completely furnished. I need to, maybe fill this in area, and I don't know quite what I want to do. There's a grandfather clock, my hearth, the kitchen, kind of a dining room. I thought about moving the dining room, but there's just not enough room over here for it to look right. A little storage area, and you go upstairs. It's actually got a little sitting room over there too. And then here's the bedroom. The only thing I don't like about the master bedroom is the fact that I do have only a single size bed. And then there's really nothing upstairs, but this is where the tower is. It can be used for storage or whatever if the need arises. I've got enough storage in these buildings, that if I ever needed more storage, I don't need more storage. Because I could just go put more chests and things in here. Now this is one of the newer townhouses. I built it with like a balcony. It's not as new as the what's the other one called, the miners' townhouses. The two dark deep slate townhouses. But it I wanted it to be kind of a part of the new residential area of town. And maybe they're a little ritzier because they have some bay windows. I don't know. Just because I'm going to build probably another manor house here. I would like to have another big building. I'd like this to be kind of the rich part of town, even though it's close to the mine and the laborers. That's this is a kind of a ritzy area. This is one of the manor houses. There's no furnishings in there, but I do have it, made into rooms and what have you. And then I want to say I had a reason for building the tower, other than I just like the idea of it. But I don't remember what it was going to be. So yeah, so there's that. We'll go down in just a second. I wanted to show off the stable. Here's my stable. Now there's only a couple horses in there. One of my skeletal horses, and the other horse, because one of the other horses, because I took a lot of the horses over to the other stable and to the royal stable. This is the old stable. This is the original stable. I got my sheep farm. I made different colorful sheep. When I turn it all on, and because I don't have clippers in them right now. All I gotta do is make clippers and put them in there. But I've got mine carts underneath it, and that attaches to the tailor's house, of course. Here at the tailor's house, you've got the tailor back here running his shop. This is Thomas. Thomas the tailor. He's also a shepherd because he's got the sheep out back. And then we got storage for all of our wool. We got a lot of wool, so I don't really have to fill up the chest, but my goal was to fill up the chest, and then I realized I'm still making wool. I've got more wool than I know what to do with. So I basically stopped. Here's one of the fishermen in the fishmonger's tent or shop stall, and he doesn't have a name. There used to be 3 of them, but one of the baby zombies got in here. Yeah. So there was that. Here is the cartographer. He has his shop right here. And upstairs is the map. Let's show you the map. That's the map from afar away. But here is where we kind of started was here at the cathedral in Town Square. We kind of worked our way this way to Firestone Mining and Mount Dante. This is Mount Dante up here. That's lava. That is not a flag. That is actually lava flow. But yeah, there's the mining house. There's the sust. This is the smelter. And we worked our way around here. This is the manor house. That's our stable. Oh wait, this is our stable. That's one of our townhouses. shepherd, and that's our tailor and our shepherd. Square in the windmill. The windmill is down here. It's a pretty big size. We got up here. We got the lumber yard. We're going to take you to. Over here is Birch Bay. Now this is Birch Bay here. This bay right here, and down here is Firestone Bay, because this town is known as Firestone. Now the Enchanted, I put Firestone Mining, but it's actually been named Enchanted Mining, the Enchanted Mining Company. So it is the mining for Firestone, but it's Enchanted Mining Company. Why that's important to me, I don't know. But let's go on. You can see, right here, this is Stony Point, and there's a lighthouse on Stony Point. I don't have any of these other areas named, but there's where the keep is. That's the south end of the keep. That's the north end. And we'll show you the keep last. So let's pop on. Oh, what are you doing up here? Okay. Did you need a map? He's down here. He'll be there forever now. Okay, so here's the butcher shop, and the butcher is always trying to go through the door. He instead puts things on the shelf right here, so that somebody can put it up into storage. So that door is not really there for him to walk out of. It's there for him to give easy access to whoever his slave is that puts his stuff up into the storage unit. So, and here's one of the selling racks here. The selling racks are up here. We got lots of different meat. There's his private little farm for cows, and this is the leather worker, the Leatherman's house. Let's go see if the Leatherman is here. Yeah, we got our two Leathermen. They're advertising. This is their sales, their wares. They got a nice display out here. We got lots of rabbit wool from our rabbit farm. I'll show you the rabbit farm. Okay, so let's move forward. This is the painter's house. It's got all the paints in it. It's really just storage, of course, but because there's no such thing as a painter. Here's some of my dogs. That's Bowser and Mario. That was my kid helped me name those. There's one of the wells, one of the other wells, the painter's well. I haven't named it, but I didn't. Maybe I just did. Who knows? Like I said, we're back at the Manor House. Now let's go down around. Oh, here's the ranch house with, he has llamas. He has llamas. His house is completely unfurnished. So I don't know about that. But he has lots of cows, as you can tell. He has llamas. And he has a goat. See, here's a goat. Don't headbutt me. Leave me alone. Nope. He tried. He ran to the door. I just had closed it. I was like, oh, okay. He was going to. He's going to ram me. I had two in there at one time, I think, but I don't know what happened to him. So here's where the one of the gardens. This is the vegetable garden, and here's the lumber mill. You can see the logs have floated. What they do is since that's the tree farm and the lumberjacks up there, he'll throw the logs in the river, and they'll float down here to where the sawmill is, and they'll of course pull them out and stack them up right here, and then they send them through the conveyor to where they can get cut. And once they get all sawed up and cut up and ready to go, you can store some of it up here if you don't come and get it as the Carpenter has done so. Yeah, he's got lots of storage, the Carpenter does. Alright, so let's follow this is the boardwalk. Where's my entrance? Here it is. If you don't follow the roads, you can get lost a little bit. So this is a large fishing house. I'll show you the small one first to show you what it's modeled after, and then I'll show you the large one. So this bridge goes over. It's going to eventually go over to the lighthouse. I say the bridge is the town. I would like it to originally, eventually extend all the way over to the lighthouse. And then it'll be more of a medieval city. This is pretty city-like. But yeah, here's the fisherman's house. According to Minecraft, if they were to make it bigger, because it's basically a 5x5, whereas the original fisherman's house, which is right here, is a 3x3. It's a 9 spot. So I basically just made it twice as big, basically. Okay, so here is my fishing house. I designed this one. It is basically a basic L-shaped house, but I wanted to have my own design, because what I did was I got on YouTube, and I did that with the townhouses and a lot of different things. There's no telling how many of say Mythic Sausage or somebody's builds I've actually made Grian. This is Grian's water house, and I modified it to be on land, so it has a nice little dock and all that. But this is Grian's water house. The house is designed, completely around Grian's water house. The water house that he made was on stilts out in the water, and that's why I called it the water house, Grian's water house. Now this one is, I believe this is Mythic Sausage's, Fisherman's house. So I really liked this one, and he had it to where there was this little crane thing coming off the side, and I thought that was fun. Let's go back up. This next one is Blue Nerd. If you want to find some neat builds, Blue Nerd has a lot of neat builds. It is a fisherman's house. That's kind of that split level thing going on. I know the sun's going down, but we're gonna go ahead and go over to the lighthouse here real quick, because we'll get to look at the houses by the content creators, the other content creators. We'll get to look at them as we reapproach. So if I go over here and I just dock over here, then I'll go hit the bed, and then I'll show you the lighthouse. So there's a little sleep. Sorry about the noise. I had to reposition. So this is the lighthouse keeper's house, and this is the lighthouse, of course. Oh, I fell in the water. And he is, a part-time cartographer, of course. So he'll sell you a map. He doesn't have the, oh yeah, he does. No, he has the banner pattern. The other cartographer has treasure map. So, that's why I was just like, let me make it not, an actual cartographer. And his brother opened a fishing stand here inside the lighthouse. So the lighthouse also is not really furnished. It doesn't have a lot of furnishings in it. There's, you're thinking, well, nothing's furnished. No, that's not true. There's plenty of houses that are furnished, but I just couldn't. I get bored with doing interiors. But yeah, that one is mine. The white with the black roof. This is Grian's right here. Beside it, right there. That's Grian's fisherman's house, with the cobblestone. I think it's cobblestone or brick roof. This is Mythic Sausages. That's all wood. This one is Blue Nerd. Now, keep in mind, I use different materials, but when you look at them uh, in their videos, you'll see. Oh, and over here is this one. This little one here is Corralis's small fishing house. We're going to go take a look at it before we move on. But yeah, so that's the different fishing houses. I had to look up more fishing houses because I really didn't understand the way to build. Well, at the time, I was still struggling to build anything of my own. Now, I still don't do really well. I'm not like this great or experienced builder. I like building, but I'm not a terrific builder. At least not yet. But let's make sure the boat is tied up. There we go. And we're going to hop over. Come on. We're going to hop over. There we go. And there's another llama. I don't know. There's llamas just running around sometimes. So yeah, this is Corralis's fishing hut. It's just a small fishing hut. It's got a dock and right here is in the bed. I put these gates up because I really didn't want the villagers would go in, and they won't pass through the gates, but they would go in, they would go around, they get in the boat, or then they'd fall in the water. So I had to figure out something to do to get them. Now there's hardly any villagers down in this area. I had villagers everywhere down here. This is one of my portal houses. This was the original portal I made, so it was hard to get rid of. That is my rabbit farm. That little tower right there. Rabbits are in the top, and they spawn and they drop down at the bottom, and then you wait till they mature into adults, and you do what is necessary. So here's the beekeeper's house. Close that. The bees aren't just everywhere because they've been out most of the day and they're going back to their place. But I have to admit, I need to clean up the bee. The honey is kind of going to waste. There's honey everywhere. This was originally a greenhouse. If you want to look up the building and find the all glass type building, you might look up a greenhouse. I wish I could tell you who made it. I didn't put that down. But yeah, there's a greenhouse. I kept it as a beekeeper, so that's why they. That's why I liked the building, but I needed it to be more of a beekeeper's house. So, sorry, I drew a blank there for a second. I forgot what I was talking about. Here's some Chorus Fruit Farm. That was one of the last farms I built. This is a nice little chicken hut, a chicken coop. If you go in, it's a chicken farm. Basically behind there, redstone and everything. We got lots of chicken in there. If you look at the butcher's house, there's chests full of chicken inside them. So I really don't need that. It was one of the first farms I made was chicken farm. Come over here. Here's the cocoa beans. There's some glowberries over there, and some sweet berries. I can't remember what those are called. Here's the farmer's house. I want to say that was my design, but I'm not positive. It might have been somebody else's. Sorry. I'll tell you where I was at. This is the Firestone Windmill. The windmill is a Grian build. It was one of the first really intense builds I started. The blades were scary. He made his blades different than I did. I wanted them to be those trapdoors because I thought they looked more like windmill blades. But I use my windmills as storage and where the farmers sell their goods. The farmers that sell things that I have maxed out, they stay in here. This guy buys potatoes. This one buys carrot. Where'd he go? I've lost a farmer also. It's so weird that I keep losing villagers. This one buys what? Carrots? Yeah. So I lost my villager that bought beets. I don't know what happened to him. He's gone. I keep losing villagers. It's very, very frustrating. Oh well. I mean, it is what it is, right? So I'm sorry about the camera shake. Let's move on to this is the farming townhouses. One of the several farming townhouses. This one actually has a lower and an upper. So instead of you renting a townhouse and you having both upper and lower floors, you rent the building the room, if you would, and you're renting like a downstairs. Whereas if you rented a room from here, you rent an upstairs. So it's a little bit different than some of the other townhouses in town. Then there's the fountain, which haven't made into a fountain per se. Maybe it's more of a, I don't know, what do you call it? It looks like it's more of a fountain. But this is the library. I did look this one up. I wish I could tell you who built it. Oh my gosh, because they did a really good job with it. It's been a long time since I built some of these. But inside the library is basically an enchanting table, a bunch of bookshelves, and then there's under here there's storage for when I make enchant some books or whatever. I already took you to landscapers, so let's go swing on around to the Alchemy House, which of course stores potions. Upstairs is the alchemist vendor. This is the ice house. I'll kind of quickly show you. It's just a hole in the ground with a bunch of ice chests. That's because sometimes the ice houses is where they would store emergency food and things like that in medieval towns. And so they take whatever ice they had and they would put it in the bottom, and then if they could buy ice from somebody who was selling it from way up north, they would put their food in there. So here is the stonemasons. The reason I'm bringing you in here upstairs is just more storage, but I wanted to show you my this is where some of my farms are. This is my stone and cobblestone farm. This one down here is the dripstone farm. This is a lava farm. And you can tell I'll go ahead and grab that too. I've got plenty of lava here all of a sudden. There we go. Oh well. Sorry, I'm trying to sort here. I just now realized I hadn't put my armor on, so let me throw that on in case I do run into trouble. There's no stalagmites yet, but there's plenty of stalactites. Well, that's not true. There's one built up stalactite. But this is a basalt generator. If you want to look up a basalt farm or basalt maker, this is the way to do it. So let's move upstairs, finish out the tour, which is going to take just a few minutes, but not much longer. We're coming up on an hour. So this is the inn. Let's see. There's some good rooms. Most of them are furnished, not all. I'm still working on some of them, but like This one, this is your basic room. This is a suite, so it has like a table and some chairs. And then you go up to the royal suites, the royal royalty chambers. And of course, it's rented to anyone. It's not just reserved for like the king. But the king's chambers is, and I was going to do like a headboard here, but I haven't done it. But yeah, there's the king's chambers. This is the king's storage. I was going to put something in there to be storage. And then over here is the king's privy. Right here. There I'll put a toilet in there. Nothing's in the prince chamber. Okay, we're going to move on. There's some upstairs, but I think it's the same way. Well, I know it is. So this is a potential for, a fire issue. I'm not in the inn. Sorry, I got ahead of myself. I was thinking ahead. In the bakery. Because we had a great bakery fire of 5121. And it burnt the bakery down. And so we had to rebuild the bakery. The baker now has a lot more protection around his oven than he did before. Here's some peasant houses. This is the farmers' townhouses. The farmers live townhouses, not townhouses. Communal house. This is the farmers' communal house. They live in here. I was going to put another bed under the stairwell. I just never did, I guess. Or maybe it's just storage. Here's the little eating area, fireplace. And then upstairs you've got community beds. They just come in and sleep. So they can work their fields. And the other problem is the fields aren't really big enough here, which is why I was going to kind of go over there too and build this road kind of down over to meet that road. But I don't really know what to do with this. This is where I had started to make. This goes over my end portal, and I thought, well, do I want to make a sky mine to it? I did it because I wanted to get back and forth with it. Because at the time I was getting ready to go to the end. And, still need to do some end runs. This is Boathouse. Now, let me take you to the big manor house. This is the big manor house. It's not real furnished. There is a couple of things inside. It does have carpet everywhere. But I just don't want to have to go through it because I know we're running short on time. But yeah, there's two fairly good sized L-shaped houses. And then a small shotgun style house in between, all separated by the sky bridge. And over there is a water elevator, outhouse type thing, that goes down to my XP farm. Which I think it's a skeleton. Yeah, it's a skeleton farm. But yeah, that's one of my favorite little manor houses. So we're gonna come over here. We're almost to the castle, and so I wanted to show a few other things. Here is the royal the royal side well, or the inn's well. This is what are you doing in there? You letting my horses out? I hope you don't get fence gates anymore. This is the dark stable, and of course I called it the dark stable because it used a lot of dark wood and dark stone to build it. Originally that wasn't dark stone. It was somehow it was like dark wood, but I changed it out because I wanted the new deep slate in there. So these houses are peasant houses, but they work inside the castle. Here is my aquarium. So this is kind of fun. I've got a salmon and cod, but then I've got the emperor red snapper and the sky white stripey. You can see the sky white stripey right Oh, there he is. There's the red snapper. I got a brown axolotl in there. Where's he at? There he is, down there by the sea pickles. Butterfly fish, triggerfish, and green plum spotty. They are all down here. There's 3 of them in there. This is the puffer fish. Watch them. Puffed up. Come on, puff up, dude. There he goes. There he goes. Alright, red cichlid, ornate butterfly, the dottyback, and the threadfin. And that's just a few of the many fish that are in the ocean. I liked the idea of having a medieval aquarium just because. Because why not, right? I mean, well, they would have to have something. So let's, before we go in the castle, I've got to show off. This is the priest's house. And in the priest's house, he's renting out his guest house on this end to a guy who runs a bar. And so this is the bar and dining hall here and here. And then upstairs is the bedrooms that are not completely furnished. Here's another bed that's probably a guest bed. And then this is his house here. And there's some, and it's orthrus, I should say. And this is where I had all my wine storage. But I had to take the barrels down because it was making all the villagers be fishermen. Here's the candle maker. I forgot to show you the candle maker. It has all my little lights in storage in here. That way, if I know what I need, I just go get it. It's not as efficient as, say, an item sorter, but you know, it does pretty good. And then, so here is the cemetery. See the little mausoleums. I still feel like I need to fix this mausoleum. It doesn't quite look like I want it to. Freshly dug grave. And then here we have, here lies Lester Moore. 4 zombies ate him. No less, no more. And then over here we have Tom Jones, father of 12. Finally, some alone time. And then here is another fresh dug grave. Here is, he says, dig me up, I need to pee. And finally, my favorite headstone in the entire cemetery. Here lies a local lawyer. It's a good start. So that's the Watchtower. I just built it. I haven't completed the things around it. As you will be able to see, there's nothing around it. But I do want the Watchtower there for, you know, to watch over the entranceway, because the bridge into town from that direction is over there. The bridge into town from the nearest town is actually over here by the castle. And I'll show you that, and then we'll enter the castle, and we'll be done. Because I want to show you the entrance. I'll show you where some things are unfinished, like this little area might have been another fisherman's house. This over here is definitely, I was going to make into some of my farmhouses and farm. A big, like, vegetable farm or something. I was really kind of hoping that they would eventually come up with some different foods in Minecraft. You know, but, you know, it is what it is. So this is the gatehouse. When you come in, you see, you know, all these menacing towers, right? So let's go in through the tunnel. I really want to show you my tunnel because I like my tunnel. It goes under the castle. And then we circle around. And we'll go up say up here. We could go through if the gate is locked and there's traps. We'll go through the secret entrance. Oops, I don't want to do that. There we go. We go in. And that's our secret entrance into the castle. And here's my castle inside the keep, I should say. It's more of a Mott and Bailey style castle with the walls around the outside, but there it is attached in the back. So it's a kind of a partial. I shouldn't say Mott and Bailey. Because I want to say that the Mott is like a hill. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. This is the storage unit. Got distracted by thinking about whether this is a Mott and Bailey. But, you come in, you go over here. This is one of the defensive towers for that side of the castle. The stables are here. You've got the castle walls here. And they're pretty wide. If you were to try to break through, it would take you a little bit, even with dynamite. So there's a castle here. I mean, not a castle. There's a keep here, a tower. A lot of the towers and things still have just plain stone. I'm working to kind of slowly replace it with a mixture of colors like this, just a bit of amalgamation. I need to clear out the trees on that side because no proper castle would have a bunch of trees where the bad guys could hide behind the trees. Here's where they defend the bridge, right? So that's that tower. Why is this tower so tall? I'll take you up in it because it won't take but a minute to go up. Because I have a ladder. It takes longer to go upstairs. So the towers are so tall, and they have you see I have my matriculations and my arrow slits up here, but that's so they can see over these mountains. See, there's the neighboring village. But they need to be able to see over the mountains and be able to shoot down on the mountains. So I even have another defensive tower that's part of the castle over there. This one is part of the castle, the walls. This isn't even an actual part of the castle. It's a part of the walls. There's walls down there. That's the castle. That's the keep right there. The actual castle. Let's close that. Oh, I've got to. Well, come on. There it goes. Oh, I did it again. Good gracious. And looking for the door there. Because there is a storage room down below. But it's empty. I mean, there's just an empty storage room. Like I say, I'll never run out of storage in this world. I've just made a lot of storage for myself. Even this is part of the keep or whatever. Walls or whatever. In fact, this one, because it is right on the ground, and I actually put windows on it. But it's because of the water. I felt comfortable with putting I guess the windows, the arrow slits, to defend the bank, if you would, of the river. So I'll take you in the castle. Like I said, it is really truly unfurnished. And that'll be it. I haven't built the throne room or anything. This is just the castle You can tell I had lighted up. I intend on building the throne room here, and then maybe like a dining hall or ballroom or something over here. This is the servants' quarters and things in here. Maybe this is the dining room. Maybe this is a communal room. Yeah, so I've got and who knows what that will be. I consider making it the ballroom. There's a great tower there and a great tower there. This is probably the biggest great tower. And this, of course, is the donjon or large tower. It would usually be known as the tall tower or the tallest tower, but it really can't take that title right now. I didn't build it up. I decided not to. But there you go. That's the city of Firestone. It's not totally complete, but I'm pretty proud of it. I do hope you guys will like and share and all that fun stuff. I didn't show you the Cathedral Gardens, so we're gonna go up to it, and then we'll take one last look across the. You got to kind of slip in between the buildings because the hedges are too tall. But you can tell this is the hedges, F-I-R-E. That was what was on the map. You probably saw it on the map. It might have been sideways or upside down or something. This is the little enchanted well. Something happened. My flower beds are messed up. I think Endermen have come and taken my silly dirt out of my flower beds. But there's flowers here. If I could figure out what's happening in my ground, I know there's a lot of Endermen, so I know that's really what it is. But we'll run upstairs, take one last glance around the town. Yeah, I think this one takes me to the roof. I don't think the other one allows me to go through the roof. I know this one does. This tower does. I'm getting dizzy. There we go. Alright, this is no longer accessible by standard what do you call it? Traffic. Standard traffic. My goodness, I'm drawing a blank today. So yeah, there is Firestone. I think I showed you pretty much everything. And then this is castle, the castle that I built. And there's other parts of this world that I didn't expand on, but I just really wanted to show off the town. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I say, a lot of the builds, I don't want to take credit for all these builds. I built the cathedral by myself with no insight from anybody else. I built the horrible, I call it horrible. It's not that bad, but it's really big in comparison to the other buildings. But the really big blacksmith shop and without insight. And then I built the castle without anybody else's insight. I do pretty good about building castles. But when it comes to actual medieval houses, I started where I was building square flat houses. I'm getting better. They are becoming more textured, but doing stuff like this, I'm still kind of at a loss for. That one was a stolen build, or a borrowed build, however you want to put it. So as sun is setting here, and I don't want to get too close to the edge. This is, we got all our armor on because I didn't want to, I'm going to leave the boots on in case I fall. But this is, let's put the helmet up. There we go. This is Fire Night 013, Fire Night 13. I just zoomed in on my feet. And I am signing off. We will see you next time. And I hope you will come back and join me on Console Monday or Monday Night Console. And we'll actually play a game next time. So, thank you for coming. Godspeed, everyone.